the powerful thing within any relationship, man of God, is communication.
Okay. Okay.
And you cannot leave him out. You cannot leave him out. You have to go to God if you don't know how and ask God, how do I include my man? I don't want to do it without him. See, some of us, we are walking in ignorance, and we're captivated by another spirit. Sometime back, and it wasn't that long ago, I was praying about my sisters. And I said, God, why do we have a problem submitting to men? When they're our covering, they're our protection. They're awesome creatures. They're not like us. They're not supposed to be. They have their call, they have their walk. And my God, it's not just below the belt. We need to wake up. God, how do we wake up? God said, I'm going to show you a spirit. I'm going to take you back somewhere. We burnt the bras. I said, oh, I remember.
Billie Jean King.
Oh, I remember. He said, but we burned a lot of stuff when we took off them bras. I said, oh, my God. What were we saying when we burnt the bras? We don't need no protection. Just let it all hang out. Be careful what you say, what you embrace. It's spirits to most things, if not all things. So then, as we're taught to recognize the leadership through prayer, it's not always through someone's mouth. I want to know how many women say they have a prayer life and God has not brought them into order. Who you praying to? Who you talking to? Because God brought me into order. I did not know, I did not understand, but I had questions and I wanted my home right. I don't want to be a wonder out here and my home is messed up. But I was taught that. Get it together at home first. Don't lay hands on everybody else and won't lay hands on your children. Cast the devil out of your children. Speak life into your children. Be an example to your children. I would go to my husband and say, honey, this is what I'm praying about. This is what I believe I heard God say. Get agreement. We decided there ain't going to be no rhythm and blues played in our house.
Okay.
We agreed upon it. It didn't happen. Certain rules, certain orders of the house, you have to come together with the head. Because if the devil can find separation, he will use it. The devil will tell your children and show your children separation. And there may be separation, but there can be a togetherness if you communicate.
Communication is the key.
Yes.
Wow, this is so helpful. I'm sure you out there are being helped. Even if you're mad, I'm sure you're being helped. Because even getting mad means that it's penetrating.
Yes.
And the Holy Ghost mixed with your mad will bring you to a place where God can be pleased.
Yes.
And that's what we want to be. We want to please God.
Yes.
You know, and we don't ever want to position ourselves to get in the way of God,
my God,
with these powerful women out here, you know, like we just having a prophetic women of war conference.
Yes.
And my whole thing is my mama was powerful.
Yes.
And my grandmother was powerful. They were prophets.
Yes.
And then I was raised in a home where the men refused to step into what they were supposed to do.
Yes.
You know, my father had the prophetic gift on his life.
Come on.
He just refused to walk in it.
Yes.
So automatically we would see my grandmother just rise and be so powerful and strong. And then as a child, looking at that, it's so easy to misinterpret.
Yes, it is.
You know, what we're seeing.
Yes.
You know, and what I've learned so much from you and so much from my covering is this beauty and grace of walking in power. And I'm going to touch this can of worms before we get off the air and the YouTube blow up.
Come on.
I'm going to touch this can of worms. Because I'm a person that studies patterns. And I make points of relation.
Yes.
This happened because of that.
Yes.
This happens because of that.
Yes.
And dotting my I's and crossing my T's, I made a relation here. I've seen consistently on the evangelistic field sisters that talk about power.
Come on.
and flaunt their quote-unquote power.
Mm.
But when it came down to service time, I didn't see results. But then I've seen women such as yourself that are very graceful outside of the pulpit.
Oh, my.
Very graceful, very sweet, very warm. There's so much love, you know. This love thing is just overpowering. That's why I love to hang around you so much. Because I just feel this love. It's just so it just engulfs you. But in service time, I see results. I see people change. I see people healed and delivered. We saw last night folks getting saved, coming to the altar, just crying out to God, just results.
Yes.
So I start connecting the dots of relativity, that humility and power walk in the same boat, and arrogance and no results walk in the same boat. And could you share to the sisters out here how important humility is, not only as a woman, but in carrying so much power, how important it is to walk in humility?
With God, there's no other way to walk. If you are not walking in humility, you're walking by yourself. It doesn't matter what you claim or what you say. The evidence will always be there. I have cried for real humility. I had to learn being a strong woman was okay.
Say that again.
Being a strong woman is okay. But it's not okay when you won't recognize the strength of your man. You must keep it in order. What allowed my husband, I believe, to embrace and love me like Christ loved the church was the humility that God taught me to show him at home. When he asked me to do something, would I do it? Or would I complain? Would I murmur? When the Bible said that I would seek to please him. So I had to ask God for the Spirit to seek to please my husband. It would not have happened without humility. One time my husband said to me, man of God, he said, that really bothers me, you squeezing that toothpaste. It really bothers me, you leaving that water running in the sink. Wow, you get your toothbrush. Wow, you get your toothpaste. Now I'm going to tell you, my sisters, I said to myself, he tripping. This my water too. Let's keep it real. This my water too. So what? I'm squeezing the toothpaste. Straighten it out when you get it. That was my thoughts. Come on now. Spirit of the Lord said, didn't he ask you not to do that? And I said back to God with my sassy self, he tripping. Went into the bathroom again to do what we do and brush the teeth. Spirit of the Lord said, my husband was at work. Do what he asked you to do. Submission. Not when people are looking, but from the heart, from within. I squeezed it in the middle out of habit. And I said, ooh, straighten it out, sister. Turn the water off. Do what he asked you to do. Something broke in me. And from that day, what my husband asked me to do, which was not ridiculous, but just a request, I discovered that God had loosed in me the spirit to please him. And when you walk in a spirit that not only please your husband first, And then God, because God gives you that spirit. It's every day. I'm a servant. We're servants. And when another spirit arises, dismiss it. Because it's going to come back.
Oh, yeah.
But you've got to know what works. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. And if it's broke, he will fix it.